If you're a prude, you don't like nudity, you don't like phone sex, you don't like strippers, you don't like titties or whatever, or seeing them on your screen, this is not the show for you. Hi guys, you are watching Etcetera with me, Est. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good ish. So people might be wondering why I haven't done the Greenleaf review, and honestly it's because it was fucking boring. Sorry, it was. Nothing much has happened in the last 2 episodes besides Rochelle coming back, but yeah. So I decided to review a new show called P-Valley. It's only on its 2nd episode. It's on a channel called Stars in the US, and you can watch it either on Prime. You can subscribe to Stars. I think you have to pay a couple of pounds a month or something like that, or you can watch it by other means. So the show is about a strip club called Pink, I believe. But I think the sign itself, only the P is lighting up, so I think that's why they call it P-Valley, I think. Okay, so it is about strip club, and I was sold when I saw that, because I do love that stripper culture, the American stripper culture, not the ones here. Just like the core strip that these women need to do these pole acrobatics, the dance routines. It's just, I mean, if it wasn't for my knees and the fact that I'm quite big, I could have been a stripper. Anyway, so I'm not going to refer to the club as Pink, I'm going to refer to it as P-Valley. So that's the strip club I'm referring to. It is run by a guy called Uncle Clifford, who's very flamboyant. I assume he's gay. Actually, yeah, he's gay. Well, I don't know, he could be bi, I don't know. But he's very flamboyant, you know, with the wigs, with the gaudy type, bright leopard print, zebra print altogether type of style. And we have Mercedes, who is like a veteran in the P-Valley stripper game, and she's retiring soon. I mean, we have other characters in the show, but the other main character is a lady called Autumn. Well, that's her stripper name. She is clearly running from something. We don't know what yet, but obviously she's found employment at this club. So episode 2 starts with Mercedes and another stripper, I can't remember her name. They are in this kind of, I guess, a luxury type of VIP room in the strip club, and they are basically torturing this white guy, mixed race guy, I don't know. They're torturing one guy, kind of like a slave, reverse slavery type complex going on. I don't know what's going on. But he wants to be whipped and be tied up and all that stuff. I mean, it's kind of sexy in a perverse way, but this is me we're talking about. Can I just say, Mercedes and this other lady, their bodies are on point. There's a lot of nudity on the show, by the way, for the women and the men as well. This man that is getting whipped and stuff, he is also naked. I'm just marveled by the human body. Like, yeah. So while they are torturing this guy, you know, torturing in this VIP room, Autumn is dancing for this woman, and she sees them, you know, doing whatever to this guy. And I don't know if she wants to, you know, be able to perform in that room or get these like exclusive clients or something like that. I don't know. But it's obviously distracted her from what she's doing. And the security guy, who was the security guy who was the guy in the Have and Have Nots, Benny. He basically tells Autumn, come on, like, you need to focus on what you're doing. Like, don't worry about them, focus on what you're doing. So as I explained before, Uncle Clifford is the owner of P-Valley, and Autumn, who is running away from something. Obviously, Autumn is a stage name, and I believe she's told somebody her name is Haley, but that's probably not her name. In the first episode, we see her kind of rummaging through a box that was in swamp water, and she's taken someone's identity. I don't really understand what's going on, but anyway. So Uncle Clifford is like, listen, we need proper documentation, because this is a proper job. So if you do not bring the documentation, or then you have to go, basically. You know, that's kind of like starting a job and you're not bringing your passport or your work visa or something like that. You know, even though it's a strip club, it still has to be above board. Now, up until this point, there's something about Autumn that I just don't like. I would assume she is the main character. Well, I get one of 3 main characters. But there's something about her that's just unlikable. I don't know if that is because we don't know her backstory, or anything. Yeah, obviously she's pretending to be somebody else. You know, there's just, I don't know if it's the actress playing her. I don't know. Up until this point anyway, I'm just not really feeling her. Now, even though the strip club is very popular, I guess on Friday nights or certain nights, just like any other club, it is in a lot of financial trouble. I believe Uncle Clifford and his business partner, they're basically like 55 grand in debt. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. So as Uncle Clifford is going home, he gets in his car. Little Murder basically pops up in the backseat, scaring him because he wants Uncle Clifford to basically play his music. Now, we were introduced to Little Murder in the previous episode, on episode 1, where him and his boys came, you know, to throw stacks and whatnot, but, you know, it wasn't really the amount of money they had. But anyway, that's a different thing. But Little Murder is an artist. He wants his music played in the club. But Uncle Murder's like, listen, I can't force the strippers to dance to your music. You need to make something that they want to dance to. And Little Murder and Uncle Clifford had a kind of flirting session last episode where, I mean, we thought they had sex in like the VIP room, but they didn't. But obviously there's some sort of chemistry there. And I like Little Murder's character. As the episodes go on, I think he's going to be, you know, whether it be comedic, I don't know. There's just something about him. You see, this is what I mean. I like Little Murder. I don't like Autumn. So it's the next day and Mercedes is basically having a run with her dog through the neighborhood. And P-Valley is based in Mississippi. I don't know if it's rural Mississippi. I don't know, but there's a lot of, looks like a lot of abandoned homes, a lot of rundown homes that are very derelict and stuff like that, obviously reflecting on the environment they are in. And as Mercedes is running, obviously I said before, her body is right, curves all in the right place, beautiful girl. She's running, all the bits are jiggling about, so she's getting attention from guys as she's running. And she stops and speaks to one guy that has an ankle bracelet on, so obviously he's just come out of prison. And he's like, I'm gonna come and see your last performance. Because I think I mentioned at the beginning, Mercedes is retiring from stripping. She wants to be a dancer, well, teach dance, and she's got, you know, she's got kids that she teaches, but she wants to, you know, really like take it seriously, stop stripping, and basically set up her own dance school, which I think is amazing. Because of that, she's having like a big send-off or a last, you know, dance, or as you would call it. Now, Mercedes, her mother is like one of these Bible bashing type of women, and she basically looks down on what her daughter does, but doesn't mind collecting financial benefit from it. Mercedes is giving a lot of money to the church. The pastor seems to be really aware of it, and it's like the pastor's playing Mercedes' mum and Mercedes' mum is playing her. And I don't know if it's because the pastor and Mercedes' mum has a little bit of a sexual chemistry going on, or she really wants to preach, and obviously the pastor's saying, okay, well, if your daughter brings the money, then I might let you preach like one Sunday or something like that. It's just very sad, you know, because these Christians, and when I say Christians, I mean, you know, those Christians that look down on everybody else and condemn people that work in certain establishments or do X, Y, and Z, dress a certain way, blah, blah, blah. But they're doing some fucked up shit themselves. I mean, you are willingly accepting money from Mercedes, but you're looking down on how she gets the money. and this manipulation that's going on is just ridiculous. And this is unfortunately how some of these churches make their money. Now we're back to Autumn, and I still don't know what's going on. She's calling like the authorities or police or something to find out if some of the fake ID she has, not even fake, but ID she found, if she can use them if the person has passed away or something like that. I don't know what's going on. And then she goes back to her unfurnished flat and she starts looking at pictures of her and a baby and her and this man. And I don't know if that's the man she's running from. I do not know what's going on. Okay, so another character is introduced. Well, actually, I think he was introduced last episode. His name is Andre. I don't exactly know what he does, but he is working for a family who I think are trying to buy the land that P Valley falls on to make this like casino or complex. I don't know, something like that. There are two white boys that he's representing, but then there's another brother who I believe is the guy from the beginning that was getting whipped by Mercedes and the other stripper. So they basically all of them have to agree to purchase this land or something like that. I don't know what's going on, but I'm intrigued. So the P Valley are having a car wash, with strippers, very cliche. The mayor of the town that they're in come through to get his car washed, but also to tell Uncle Clifford that I don't think they can serve alcohol in the club, which I think, how can you be in a strip club and not serve alcohol? What's the point? So Mercedes and Autumn, they're washing a car, the mayor's car, I believe, and Mercedes goes to get, I think, another cleaning product. Autumn is still in the car, and for some reason she's getting flashbacks of being drowned or something to do with water, and obviously that's alluding to what she's been running away from, and she has this like panic attack. Baby girl is freaking out. So on top of all the issues that the P Valley is facing, now the cook has done quit on Uncle Clifford because he can't give him a raise. But I mean, people were complaining about the food anyway, that it causes them to have gas or the runs after the fact. And later on in the episode, Little Murder basically says, this is how you should be cooking the wings. Cook them in some cannabis oil or cannabis butter. Get the people lit. People want to spend more money. People have more fun. And yeah, I mean, it kind of works out because I think Uncle Clifford kind of gives Little Murder the job of making the wings that day. And they look lit. And can I just say, eating anything edible that has some sort of weed oil or anything in it, whoo, that is a recipe for dangerous enjoyment. So in the club, Andre, who seems to be working for this family who want to buy land or whatever, on or around the P Valley Club, they're meeting with the other brother, who I said was the guy that was getting whipped at the beginning. And he's basically trying to convince him to be on board with his other brothers so this whole sale or whatever can go through. But I don't think the other brother, the mixed race brother, is really on board yet. So Mercedes and Autumn both kind of go to where they are sitting, where Andre and the other guy are sitting, to kind of, I guess, give a dance or something. I mean, Andre and Autumn have this kind of weird chemistry going on. I think they met in the last episode. Now, there's a bit of tension between Autumn and Mercedes because, Mercedes is the veteran. She's a beautiful woman, has mad skills on the pole. But obviously she's coming to the end of her career, and then this new light-skinned girl comes in. I don't think she has that much experience, but obviously a lot of the guys want her to dance, or the women want her to dance for them because she's red bone or whatever it is. So there is a bit of friction between those two because of the colorism, because of the jealousy and things like that, you know, new school coming in to replace old school basically. So the scene changes to Mercedes having a conversation with her mother, basically saying that, listen, the money that you guys needed to secure a loan or whatever, I need that money back by next week. So, I mean, seems to be one of the main storylines between Mercedes, obviously leaving the strip club, becoming a dance instructor, but also the weird dynamic between her and her mother. Now, the episode is ending on what I like to call a great night in. Now, when they were in the club, Andre gave Autumn his number, or his card has his number on it. So Autumn is in her bed with no bedstand, with no furniture. She's literally lying on a mattress in the middle of the living room or wherever it is, and she's called Andre, who seems to be having another conversation prior.
I want you to use your imagination.
I want to see you.
But I bet you got a big imagination.
Wait, are they actually showing penis as well? Oh no, this is my type of show.
I ain't got all night.
So they're basically having phone sex. If you haven't gathered already, this is sexy. Oh, this is so sexy. Oh, I do love a phone fiddle. Andre's even like, oh, I want to see you, like, you know, do a FaceTime type call, but she's like, no, use your imagination, use your words. Yes, yes. Okay, Autumn, I like you now. That's what you need to be saying to these niggas. So obviously they've got this massive sexual chemistry going on as well. I mean, for them to be having, you know, for her to be busting one out and him to be imagining her there riding him, like, it is a very sexy ending to the episode. So the episode ends with Autumn busting her nut, Andre busting his nut, and that's literally the end of the episode. Now, guys, I mean, I don't know exactly all what's going on. Obviously, this is a new show. It's only episode 2. I don't know how many episodes they are, but it's something different. I mean, I'm sure there's been like shows that have focused on strip clubs before, but you know, it's more than just that. It does touch on different types of themes. The dancing, the stripping is amazing. And then you get people having phone sex at the end of the episode. I mean, what more could you ask for? So I think everyone should, you know, give P-Valley a try. This is me from overseas saying that I love the show so far and I will continue watching it. I don't know if I'm going to review the whole season. I don't know, but I just think I wanted to give you guys just a feel of what the episode was about or what the show is like. If you're a prude, you don't like nudity, you don't like phone sex, you don't like strippers, you don't like titties or whatever, or seeing them on your screen, this is not the show for you. But obviously this just embodies everything that that I stand for. So yeah, I will definitely continue watching. So guys, that's basically my review. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I will see you for the next review. Bye.